All right, guys, summer theme tier list. Let's go. So let's filter these cats out for just summer units. Is that going to be easy? They're all limited, so we can show only limited, and they're all 5-star, so we'll show them, and they're all RGB, so that can clean it up a little bit. There we go. Let's frame this up a little bit better for you guys. Okay. Afternoon Soak Flan is not a summer unit. Amid is not a summer unit. Aram is a new summer unit, won't be on the list. Hua Young is a new summer unit, won't be on the list. Blooming Litica is not a summer unit, not on the list. Biblis, not a summer unit. Cerise, not a summer unit. Dien, not a summer unit. Fairy Tale Tenebria, not a summer unit. Festive Ida. Man, tough one to start with. Festive Ida, right? Right now, I think she's somewhere between solid use and get her if you love her. Right? Somewhere between, but with her changes, I think she's going to be either meta or solid use. So here's the thing. I'm going to leave her halfway between, because right now she's here, and after her patch notes, I think she's going to be here, but it's untested. And this balance, or this summer banner extends well beyond when the balance patch is going to go into effect. So her positioning here could move up or down depending on how she tests out. So I recommend waiting before you lock in your summer themed units, because once you lock them in, you can't change them. So I strongly encourage you to not do this. This goes live at the same time that the balance patch goes live. So maybe don't lock this in day one unless you absolutely know for sure who you want. Maybe give it a couple of days of testing and see how Ida tests out. If Ida tests out great, maybe that changes your picks. Okay? That's my best advice to you, is just give it a week. Give it a week. Start this a week into it, and then lock it in, and then make your decision. You're not going to lose any time. The window is from now until the end of the month, and the banner is only 2 weeks once you activate it. So you can afford to activate, instead of doing it 2 weeks now, you can activate it a week from now and then do 2 weeks. You get what I'm saying? So there you go. You can pick 3 units. If it's like any other custom group summon in the past, you'll be able to lock in 3 units. Frida. I think Frida is one of the most useful units in Guild Wars and RTA out there, especially if you picked up Zeo. I think she is the closest thing to meta we've got in the summer units. So I'm putting her up here just so we can have somebody up here. Frida is an insanely good pick, and I think you will want her on your account. If you don't have a Frida, you add her to your list. Holiday Euphine is somewhere between solid use and if you love him, get him if you love him. If you RTA, she's solid use. If you RTA, she's great at anti-cleave, and her burns are really, really strong in RTA. But if you don't have, if you don't care about RTA, then I think she's down here. So I'm going to leave her up here because she does have some solid use in RTA. Laya is not a summer unit. Landy is not a summer unit. Lethe. So I'm putting Lethe down in okay, get him if you love him. Her kit is just so harmed right now by anti-pen. I don't think she has a lot of uses in the game at all. Some people might argue with me, but I don't think she is that good of a unit anymore. Charlotte is right up here with Ida. Right now, she's somewhere between solid use and get them if you love them. But after her changes, she could be meta. The biggest thing that I think is going to stop Charlotte is the buffs that are going into Lionheart Sirmia. So I'm going to put her right beside Festive Ida under solid use, and she can move down or up depending on test week, depending on how her buffs go through. So once again, for people who skipped ahead to this point, I will reiterate, don't lock in your summons until a few days after testing to see if the unit is going to be usable or not after the balance patch. Then make an informed choice. You're not losing time on the banner. When you activate it, it's live for 2 weeks. You can activate it anytime between now and the 28th, and you will still have the full 2 weeks to pull on it. Luna is not a summer unit. Gala is not a summer unit. Ocean Breeze Lulika. There was a time when she was meta, and then she kind of fell off a little, became solid use. Now I don't think she's that good at all. I think you get her if you like her. Her animation's hilarious. I love hitting things with the truck, but she's just not used anymore. Cleansing style healers are just not that good anymore. Maybe some people find uses for her, but I'm not thinking. I don't think she's gonna be that good, guys. It's up to you though. If you want her, get her. Renok is not a summer themed unit. Seaside Bologna, speaking of Renok, Seaside Bologna is a really good way to get at Renok. You still have a lot of the issues that you have with Renok. She's decent in PvE as well as PvP. You can use her in some hunts. You can use her in labyrinth clearing. Nice, solid all-around unit, but she's situational. She's far from meta, but she is far from just get them if you like them. I think she's a solid use unit, and if you want her, pick her up. Remember, her usefulness is tied a lot to her artifact, so be aware of that you kind of need an artifact. Summertime Assaria. I was very close to saying meta, but then they nerfed bombs in RTA. While bombs still had boosted damage in RTA, she was stupid strong. But now I think she's just top of the solid use list. Really good unit to drop into guild wars, into certain fights. She's good at reaching behind Boss Arunca. I think she's just a solid, useful unit now. Tori is a Valentine's Day unit, not a summer unit. Senya is a Christmas unit, not a summer unit. Flan is a late November, early December unit, not a summer unit. And that's it, guys. This is our whole list. This is the entire summer themed units. Now remember, you can pick 3 of these units, only 3. And the other ones you cannot get. If you say, I want to get Frida and Bologna and Ida and Assaria, you can't. You got to pick 3. One of them gets left behind. And that kind of sucks, but that's the way they've designed it. So once again, I'll reiterate how this works. You pick the 3 units, you lock them in. And then those units and those artifacts are summonable. If you get a 5-star, it's guaranteed to be randomly one of those 3 units. You cannot choose. If you see a spark on the right side, one of these 3 is jumping out. And it could be the same one over and over and over and over, and you never get the other 2. But every time you do a summon, any single summon, you will get a currency, a coin, a summer-themed summon coin. And you can use that coin to go into a special shop and buy things, leafs, charms. But more importantly, when you get 100 coins, you can buy the artifact. Any artifact of your choice, you can buy an artifact. And when you get 120 coins, you can buy a unit, any unit. So in a perfect world, you're summoning for these 3 units, and you summon, and on the 50th summon, you get your Frida, and on the 80th summon, you get your Assaria, and then on the 120th summon, you don't have anything, but that's okay, because you can take your 120 coins and buy festive, and bam, you've got all. Or maybe on the way to 100 summons, you get all 3, and with your 100th summon, you can go and buy an artifact. Do not go into this summon if you don't have a minimum of 600 bookmarks, which gets you 120 coins. If you do not, you might get shafted all the way down to the bottom of the summon tier, but at least you got your 120 book summon coins, and you can buy the unit you want. And let's be honest, that's at least 50% of the people opening up this banner are just going straight to 120 summons and buying the one unit that they want. And that sucks, but that's the way it is, guys. It's a gotcha game. You gotta be lucky. Let's shift gears real quick and talk about the artifacts. All right, guys, so let's talk about the summer artifacts, because maybe you don't need the units. Maybe you just care about the artifacts. You want to chase the artifacts. We're using Angry Vildered emote for this one. You know why we're using an Angry Vildered emote up here? That's because that's right. Even though it is a custom summon and you get to select the units / artifacts that are on it, you can still get off-banner artifacts. Yeah, that's right, guys. You can select the ones you want, but it's still just an increased chance. You're still getting those garbage off-banner artifacts. Love it. Love it. So let's talk about Champion's Trophy. Champion's Trophy adds stun to your kit and adds effectiveness to your unit. This is Holiday Eufiend's artifact. So if you're going for this artifact, you are also going for Holiday Eufiend. You cannot select artifacts separately from units. You select the unit and you get the companion artifact, or you select the artifact and you get the companion unit. So Holiday Euphine has some solid uses, and surprisingly, her artifact has solid uses. And by solid uses, I mean solid use. About the only person you'll run this artifact on is, well, that's not true. That's not true. 2 uses. About the only people you will ever run this artifact on is Conqueror Lilius. Adds effectiveness and stun to her kit, and is just a diabolical way to just be an awful person to your opponent. And you can also run this on Assassin Cartusia. And you might be saying, who? Trust me, he's making a comeback. You watch. He's going to be out there. He's really, really good. You could also put it on Holiday Euphine, and that's nice, but I think she has better options for her artifact. This is Renac's artifact, she's not summer. This is Luna's artifact, she's not summer. This is Flan's artifact, she's not summer. This is Fairy Tale's artifact, not summer. Artifact, not summer. Tori, not summer. Not summer. Cerise, not summer. Gala. Bubble Maker. Guys, I think it's fair to put Bubble Maker in the meta. I really do. I think this artifact boosting effectiveness and giving additional debuffs is really good. You're seeing this run on everybody from Harsetti to Witch Tenebria, a lot of really high-end units that are meta units, and any artifact that goes with a meta unit, this is a good artifact. This is Festive Ida's artifact, and Festive Ida, if you remember, Festive Ida was down in the solid use area, so this is a good reason to maybe pick up Ida, is you can go for Magic Bubble Maker and get that extra stuff on your account. And maybe if you pick up Ida as well, and it turns out her buffs are worth it, maybe that's worth it. So this kind of makes Ida a little bit better of a pick. Mature Sunglasses. This artifact goes with Summer Break Charlotte. And I'm going to put it down here and you get it if you want it. This is basically Draco Plate for Knights, and Knights have such insanely good artifacts that the only time you ever use Mature Sunglasses is because you don't have Holy Sack and you want something for Mort. Let's be real. Every time you see this, it's on a Mort, and the first thing that goes to your mind is, this poor bastard doesn't have Holy Sack. And that's it. It does make your knights do more crit damage. It does overcap crit damage, so you can exceed the 350 crit damage cap. And it does give you some damage reduction, but that's about it. Excuse me, try not to die here. Gardening Shears is not a summer artifact. Prayer of Solitude. This is Lethe's artifact. And this is a big HP booster. It's got a handful of solid uses, but not so many uses that I think I would move Lethe out of the get it if you wanted, right? Pretty much about the only unit right now that uses this heavily is Lethe herself, Alencia, Dark Corvus, and more commonly ML Aria. I think it is about the only artifact that's good on ML Aria. If it was usable on more than one meta unit, I would put it up here. I think if you own ML Aria, it goes up. If you don't own ML Aria, it's down here, maybe down here. Savvy? So I'm just going to split the difference and put it right here. This is Senya's artifact. She's not a summer unit. Rengar's Special Drink. This one's a little bit tricky, guys. Rengar's Special Drink, if you want to make Seaside Bologna better, this artifact does it. And that's just it. It adds pop damage to Seaside Bologna. And if you have this on Seaside Bologna and you drop it into the pop damage that you get from Rupture off of Witch Tenebria, holy crap, things explode. It's a little bit less meta because Fallen Cecilia exists and she nerfs the impact of this. So I'm putting it under solid use, but it's nowhere near meta because Fallen Cecilia is everywhere. Seductive Flower is not a summer artifact. Soul Consolation. This is Lulika's artifact. So if you pick up Soul Consolation, that means you're adding Summer Lulika to your list. So you're adding a unit who is just a get it if you want artifact or unit for a meta artifact. So if you're doing this, you're just kind of hoping you don't get Lulika. You're hoping you do get Soul Consolation. Soul Consolation gives you a shit ton of effect resistance and the ability to CR push a lot of fast Soul Weavers from DJ Basar to Moon Bunny Dominial to Horizon Acades. All use this artifact. It is diabolically good and very useful. and very future proof. I think it's a meta choice, so I'm putting it up top. Just remember though, if you're picking this, you're wasting one of your unit slots on Summer Luluca. Spotted hair mouse tie for the people who spotted mouse hair tie, not spotted hair mouse tie. Spotted mouse hair tie. This allows you to have soul weavers generate souls. For people that don't have bird's eye view, this is really nice. I think it's got some solid uses. I would hesitate to call it meta. Some people might say it's meta. I think it's okay. I think it's a decent artifact and you'll find uses for it. And it's worth picking up. And hey, you're probably going for Frida anyway, so be glad that you got some mouse ties, right? Star of the Deep Sea. Okay, you know what? I'm putting it up here, not because this artifact is meta, but because if you have Summertime Assyria, it's required for her to work. If you have Pirate Captain Flan, it's required to work. Anybody that tells you, nah, you can run Flan without this artifact is not your friend. Okay? 90% of her utility is locked behind this artifact. So if you want to have your Flan be usable, if you want to have your Assyria be usable, you got to have this artifact. Even though neither of those units are super meta right now, it is the key to unlock a unit's usability, so I'm putting it up top. I think you get this artifact. And though it does need to be maxed to be really, really safe, it does work. You just add RNG to it. Anybody that says it has to be maxed to work is full of shit. It has to be maxed to work reliably. 85%, 75% is still usually going to work, and you can bottle it over time. So you get one and you bottle it over time, but you got to get the one, or you get two. So you got one for Assyria and one for Flan, and then you bottle them both over time. I would recommend that. If you want to have Flan and Assyria both be usable on your accounts, then you're going to need two of them. Spike of Aspiration, fake, Summer Photogenics, Current Summer, Laya's artifact, Dien's artifact, Landy's artifact, Renok's artifact. Hey, that's it. Did I miss any? I feel like I missed one. I don't think I did, though. Did I miss any? Why does it feel like one's missing? I guess it's not. Summer break. Seaside Bologna. Nope. That's it. So there's my tier list, guys. So if this helps you decide... Whoa. Focus. If this helps you decide which units you're going to pick, if you're going for the artifacts, I mean, if you're going for the artifacts, it's pretty clear, unless you, of course, have already got this maxed out. Or if you're going for the units, or if you're going for a little bit of a spread of it, right? Maybe you want this unit and that artifact. Well, that will help you decide which you're going to get. So hopefully this helps you guys figure out who you're going to get, what you're going to get. Remember, do not touch this unit until 1, the balance patches out and we see what the impact on Charlotte and Spez is, or Charlotte and Ida is. And 2, do not touch this unless you have a minimum of 600 bookmarks. Otherwise, you're just throwing money away. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.